All right, what is going on, guys? SteelTwins back at you with another video, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have announced their 53-man roster.
Yes, they did. It's that unfortunate time of the year where jobs are cut, dreams are
Crushed.
I guess, but not necessarily in some aspects, as people will be hitting the practice squad, especially this year. I believe they improved the number
Yeah, they
to
increased
16.
the number, due to what's going on right now.
Right, which is good and everything. So we're going to go over the cuts first and then, of course, announce the 53-man roster. We're currently on Steelers.com, and we're going to go over exactly the article that was published by Teresa Vowley. Is that her name?
I assume that's how you pronounce it. Correct us if we're wrong. We are terrible with names.
You already know that. That's why, and just so you guys know, you guys can expect a lot of that in this. We might get a lot of names wrong, so prepare for that.
Yeah.
The Steelers reached the mandatory 53-man roster on Saturday afternoon as the team went from 80 players to 53 players. The moves the team made include a few familiar faces, including receiver Ryan Switzer,
who I'm actually shocked that didn't make the roster, considering his relationship with Ben.
Yeah, not only him, but defensive lineman Daniel McCullers. Two, I'd say, very surprising cuts there because, I mean, they're just, like you said, the Switzer's relationship with Ben, and
McCullers, he just knows the defense, although he's literally been just sitting on he's been a bench warmer his entire career.
Really? Like, I don't know what the infatuation with him is.
I mean, I do feel bad for these guys, but they were just literally there.
They honestly apply nothing.
They did nothing on the team whatsoever, especially Switzer.
Like, okay, you guys know Switzer's a cool dude. You follow him on social media. He's a cool dude, I'm sure, to be around. He's got a great personality, which is great. Him and Juju get along well, but he sucks.
He does nothing on the football field.
He applies absolutely nothing to anything. Literally nothing. He gets maybe 2 yards if he's on the field, and that's in the lineup with Ben or as a returner.
Exactly. He
sucks.
He's done absolutely nothing for this team whatsoever.
So
it's sad because when we traded for him, when he was with the Raiders, I believe, I was actually, a little pumped and excited because I liked him coming out of North Carolina.
Me too. We were very high on him. We thought he could be a nice returner.
We were dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
It's like our seek for a return specialist is not great whatsoever.
Right. Now it could be with Deontay Johnson being named the starting punt returner. According to Mike Tomlin, he is the starting X receiver in the lineup, but also the starting punt returner. Just saying, that sounds familiar if you ask me. Just saying. Right. Just saying. Not going to throw out names. You guys know who we're talking about, but I'm just saying. Also, Ray Mcleod has taken Switzer's spot. The crazy thing is, Ryan Switzer's been on the roster for about 2 years now. Ray Mcleod came in 2 weeks ago and immediately stole his job as a kick returner. So that says a lot about both these players, to be honest.
I remember hearing about Ray McLeod. I didn't really know the guy. I didn't really.
The name rung a bell. I knew he played with the Bills.
But I didn't really look at his tape a lot. And to be honest, due to the lack of preseason, I didn't think he was going to make the roster. But then I heard that he was making some splash plays in the receiving game and the returning game.
I'm like, okay.
I'm like, all right, it's good to hear because we were hearing nothing of Switzer.
No.
Whatsoever.
I mean, he was doing good routes and all that.
Switzer does nothing.
He honestly has no fit.
I feel bad for the guy. I'm sure he's a cool guy off the field, but on the field, he does absolutely nothing.
He applies nothing
whatsoever.
So Switzer, he's cool as hell, but, I mean, there was no way. He didn't fit nowhere.
No.
He did nothing, honestly.
No, he didn't.
Honestly. Go back to Dallas. Go back to, I almost said Oakland. Las Vegas, pretty much. So
it wouldn't surprise me to go to Chicago and reunite with Mitchell Trubisky.
Maybe that.
I don't know.
Maybe that.
No more waving at the birds.
Yeah, no more bird waiver.
Probably got crapped on.
The only waving he's going to do is out the facility. Yeah, one last time.
Probably got crapped on by one of them birds.
Probably.
Won't surprise me.
One last wave. Goodbye.
Anyway, let's continue.
Also let go was defensive back Antoine Brooks Jr., who was the selection in the 6th round of the 2020 NFL Draft. This is, in a way, surprising, but also not really, because hearing what Marcus Allen was doing in camp at linebacker, and he could be the sub-package guy, in our breakout players vid, we said that we could use Gilbert in that, and he might be seen in that, but Marcus Allen's been looking real good in linebacker drills. He's really made tremendous strides. He's he's apparently a rough hitter. He likes to hit. So that's Steelers football right there.
And that's how he was in Penn State. You know, he was always that hybrid type of player, and we just never used him until right now.
Right.
You know, I feel like if you put him in that position and give him the opportunity, who knows? Who knows what he can do?
That's honestly his best fit.
To be honest, he can't be any worse than Mark Barron. I don't think
I hope
anybody.
not.
I don't think anybody on the team can be worse than Mark Barron.
I really hope not. Allen is a physical player. Antoine Brooks will probably see the practice squad. Could see time next year.
Yeah.
You know.
So we'll see.
But the complete list of those released include quarterback Paxton Lynch. So Duck Hodges is the number 3 receiver. What the hell? Quarterback. Running backs Kareth White, Trey Edmonds, who is better than Terrell, by the way, Wendell Smallwood, receivers Sadid Blacknell, DeAndre Tompkins, Dion Kane, which is honestly surprising.
Yeah, I'm surprised. This is actually my first time seeing the list, so I'm actually surprised by that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make the roster. He didn't play a lot last year, but the few catches he did make were pretty, I'd say, crucial. Third down conversions, he extended plays, extended drives. I thought he was going to make it. I really liked Kane, man.
Well, of course.
Now, he'll probably see time on the practice squad as well, at least I hope.
Which I definitely would. And same with Kareth White, you know. Kareth White and Dion Kane last year, we all know how the offense was. They were guys that stepped in when necessary and need be, and they made some plays.
Right.
That everybody else on the offense, outside the noble ones, wasn't doing.
Right. Now, Ray Mcleod did take Dion Kane's spot. We only kept five wide receivers, which we'll get into later. I'm not sure exactly how much time Raymond McLeod's going to see in the lineup. I don't know if we're just going to keep him as a return specialist and that's it. But the addition of Eric Ebron really helps us keep 5 receivers. Mm-hmm. You know, usually we keep 6, which is the more desired amount to keep. We only kept 5. But the addition of Eric Ebron helps that because we're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets. We're going to see Ebron a lot in the offense. Same thing with Vance McDonald. And we did keep Jalen Samuels. And he's the receiving back, so we'll see him in lineup as well. So that will definitely help us with only keeping 5 receivers. Yeah. Although that could change because the 53-man roster isn't always confirmed. It's not entirely confirmed. Things could change in the matter of days and weeks, but we'll see. As well as Mauro Darbo and Switzer, of course. Offensive lineman Christian DeLauro, John Kenoy, Derwin Gray, who might see the practice squad as well, Anthony Coyle, and Jerron Jones, and tight ends Kyle Markway and Kevin Rader, who might see the practice squad. On the defense side of the ball, defensive linemen Kevon Walker, Henry Mondo, I think, Calvin Taylor, and Daniel McCullers. Linebackers Tuzar Skipper and Jaron Elliott. People were saying that since Skipper got cut yesterday, Jaron Elliott might make the cut. He did not.
No.
He was cut as well. And there's 2 words for that. Alex Highsmith. The dude is already impressing coaches and impressing some of our elites on the defense with how far he's come already.
What?
No preseason play whatsoever, but he's like such a, I'd say a master at pass rushing.
Yeah, he's a machine, dude. And just for a rookie with just training camp. Watt, Dupree, Hayward, the coaches.
And this guy is going to sit.
They're recognizing
and this guy's going to sit most of the year and be rotated in third downs. And he's definitely going to take Bud Dupree's spot. But this is Bud Dupree's last year.
No question.
So it's great that they already have a plan and set for when Dupree leaves. So, and they're already high in Highsmith, clearly, that they only keep 4 outside linebackers. And a guy like Tuzar Skipper, who was a preseason demon last year, he gone. And Jaron Elliott, who they brought in a few weeks.
Right.
But even then,
again,
still.
These guys, again, could be practice squad guys.
Yeah.
With the increased number for the practice squad.
Right.
We'll see.
Defensive backs, Trajan Bandy, who we put in the
53-man roster predictions.
For our 53-man roster prediction video that we did a few months back. John Battle and Brooks Jr., also punter Corliss Waitman and long snapper Liam McCullough were released.
Okay, then.
Waitman, the punter, might make the practice squad in case
Barry doesn't cut out.
Like he
always doesn't.
Right. So that is the complete cuts of the 53 from 80 to 53.
Yeah.
Now the actual 53-man roster, we're going to start from quarterbacks all the way down to
of course.
Special teams.
Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger, Mason Rudolph, and Devlin Hodges. Nothing different from last year whatsoever.
No, nothing whatsoever.
Running backs is James Conner, Benny Snell Jr., Jalen Samuels, Anthony McFarland Jr., and fullback
Derek Watt, which I think will help tremendously in the rushing game. Someone who's reliable and healthy at fullback, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised Samuels made it because I actually thought he was someone that was going to be traded. I thought he was a candidate to get traded. We probably would have gotten just a 6th or 7th out of it, but even then.
Right.
Me personally, Samuels does nothing for me. Nothing for me. He's nothing more than a receiving back, which, again, will help in the offense, but he just has no explosiveness.
Right, of course. I mean, last year when Connor kept getting hurt, even Snell, since Snell was a rookie, it was Samuel's time to really show up.
And he did nothing.
No. He did more in his rookie season than he did last year.
Yeah.
He did more in that Patriots game alone in his rookie year than he did all last year.
Exactly. It's weird.
I mean, Samuels is very versatile, and Tomlin has expressed that. He's very versatile.
And that's what kept him on the roster.
Yeah.
So.
But he just has no burst. He has no playmaking ability whatsoever.
No.
I mean, we'll see what
he's
he does.
a backup, but still.
Right, but we'll see what he does. You know, his versatility is something to definitely keep an eye out with him and Ben.
For sure. Wide receivers, Juju Smith-Schuster, James Washington, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and Ray Mcleod. Only 5 receivers. Again, the addition of Eric Ebron and Samuels is really going to help, help grow confidence that we only have 5 receivers.
Yeah.
That's not usually what the Steelers do. They usually keep 6, but having only 5, it's because of the extra additions we have on offense and the versatility we can use, creativity we can use on the offense overall.
Of course. Now, the tight ends, obviously, Eric Ebron, Vance McDonald, and Zach Gentry.
Nothing different from last year outside of Ebron, of course.
Yeah, and I'm definitely excited for the addition of Ebron. I think all Steelers fans should be.
Yeah, seriously. Offensive line, Marquise Pouncey, J.C. Hausenauer, who's been on the practice squad for a year or two now and has obviously worked his way up to the 53. Good for him. He'll be the backup center. Mm-hmm. Steven Wisniewski, who will probably be a backup guard. David DeCastro, Kevin Dotson, also a backup guard. Matt Fuller, who will probably be left guard. Zach Banner, Chuck Wilmer-Okorafor, who are battling for a right tackle position, and don't know exactly who the starter is. Tomlin hasn't named it, but it's real close.
Yeah.
From what we're hearing in camp, it's a really close battle. So I don't know who will be the starter week 1 against the Giants, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Alejandro Villanueva.
So that is the offense that made the 53. Now onto the defensive side of the football.
We'll start with the defensive line. Carlos Davis, he made it over Daniel McCullers,
which I'm actually surprised by.
Yeah,
because, again, McCullers has experience with the defense, and he was actually getting more playing time in most recent years since the addition of Carl Dunbar.
Right.
And since Carlos Davis is only a 7th-round rookie, I didn't think he was going to make it. I thought he was just going to be a practice squad kind of guy.
Right, similar to like a Joshua Frazier.
Exactly. I'm actually surprised he made it, and I'm actually, happy for the guy.
Right.
Davis doesn't seem like a big name, but he does have some potential. So we'll see.
Now, I don't know if this is because Davis actually looked good in camp or if this was a financial move because McCullers had like a $1 million cap hit.
Right.
And they're trying to create room to extend Hayward, thankfully. So, I mean, they just created almost $4 million in cap by converting some of David DeCastro's salary cap into a signing bonus.
Yeah. So that could be for Cameron Hayward, which I think it is, or they could just be trying to make room for the extra guys in the practice squad.
Possibly that, too. Stephon Tuitt, Tyson Alualu, Chris Wormley, Isaiah Buggs, and Cameron Hayward.
So that is the defensive line. Pretty much nothing different from last year outside of Javon Hargrave.
Right.
But it's still a hell of a defensive line.
Right. Now the linebackers, Robert Spillane, who will just primarily play special teams. He's Tyler McCavish 2.0.
Yeah.
Bud Dupree, Ulysses Gilbert III, Devin Bush, Alex Highsmith, TJ Watt, Olasukami Adeni, and Vince Williams. Some of the depth is unproven. I'm not going to lie. But I actually really like the linebacker core there overall. I really do.
It is.
I think there's a lot of speed. There's a lot of young, strong, hungry talent right there.
Definitely is.
Devin Bush coming to a second here. We all know what TJ Watt and Bud Dupree are capable of. Vince Williams is an underrated number 2. Gilbert's coming into a second year fully healthy. I'm excited to see what he can do in rotations. Same thing with Alex Highsmith. His rookie year, he's already looking great in camp to the point he took Tuzar Skipper's roster spot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, granted, it was a 3rd-round pick. He was granted to make the roster, but still, that's impressive.
It's a hell of a linebacker core. Again, some of the depth guys is unproven, but they're all hungry.
They are. Cornerbacks, Cameron Sutton, Steven Nelson, Joe Hayden, James Pierre, who was a phenom in training camp. He was really shadowing and blanketing some of the starting receivers, believe it or not. He even had a great end zone deflection on Chase Claypool in the last few camps.
Yeah.
You know, he's got desirable height, too. He's 6'2", 185. You know, that's pretty impressive.
It is.
Really impressive. Undrafted free agent. He came in and just
balled.
He did.
I guess you can say that. He balled on training camp.
He worked really hard and earned a roster spot.
I thought that Trajan Bandy was going to make it because I've seen more of his highlights than James Pierre. He seemed like a hard hitter. He seemed like an extra, nickel corner for us. But James Pierre, he definitely opened my eyes.
Yeah.
The guy stepped up. The guy made a lot of good plays.
Yes,
Intercepted some passes, broke up some passes. Again, on some starter material kind of players.
Right. So that's pretty impressive, man. Don't know exactly. He'll be the number 6 receiver, probably play special teams mostly, but, his height is desirable. So if there's a way he can work himself up over the years to come, especially with Hayden getting up there with age and Nelson, his contract's coming up soon. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying he's starting material, he's future starting material, but the hype hopefully is worth it, honestly.
We'll see.
But it's good that he made the roster, man. He worked real hard coming as an undrafted free agent and made the roster. Good for him. Mike Hilton, of course, and Justin Lane. For the first time in a long time, we can say that our cornerback depth and our cornerback position is strong.
It's good.
Steven Nelson, Joe Hayden.
Just alone.
And then you have Cameron Sutton, Mike Hilton, both versatile, dependable pieces right there in nickel and dime packages. And then Justin Lane has, he redshirted last year, but he's came in his second year, definitely improved, and James Pierre looked good in camp as well. For the first time in a long time, we can say that our cornerback position is strong and confident compared to the years where we had William Gay, Ross Cockrell, Antoine Blake. I am going to list it. Bryce McCain. Who else do we have? Cotty Sensebaugh. Who could forget Artie Burns?
God, those were the days.
Who else do we have? I'm trying to name. I'm really trying to name. Those were horrible days, man.
I don't want to remember them, but they'll never escape.
I would say
they'll never escape my memories.
Yeah, no. Thank God for this.
Colbert Tomlin, thank you.
Yeah.
You came out. Getting Joe Hayden was the first move to fixing that secondary, and since then, the guys we got now is just freaking fantastic.
They are.
I cannot thank the coaches and Colbert enough.
Yeah, they definitely stepped up these last few years compared to the years where they drafted those guys and had confidence in those guys.
They knew they made mistakes, and so they went out their way, in which they rarely do, and made changes and got some additions.
They went and grabbed Hayden. They went and grabbed Nelson. Free agents. Mike Hilton was a free agent. Look at him now. And props to Cameron Sutton, man. He's one of the very few corners that we actually drafted and has done well.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And now we got the safeties. We got Marcus Allen, Curtis Riley, Terrell Edmonds, Jordan Dangerfield, and the GOAT, Minka Fitzpatrick.
The GOAT, Minka Fitzpatrick. Depth doesn't look too convincing. Jordan Dangerfield, special teams guy. Curtis Riley, he has starting experience with the Giants. He wasn't all that great with them. He'll probably be a special teams guy. Marcus Allen's going to be a sub-package guy. So the depth isn't that desirable, but even then, still, those are the safeties right there, I guess.
Of course. And special teams is no different. Chris Boswell, Jordan Berry, and Cameron Canada.
Yeah, so nothing different from last year. But anyway, guys, that is the final cuts and the Steelers' fifth three-man roster announced right there. Fifth three-man roster isn't always confirmed. There could be a few extra moves, a few extra cuts in the days to come like there have been for several years. There could be some free agents brought in. We've been advocating on Twitter for Josh Rosen. I think he'd be a good number 3. Honestly, the dude has never been given a solid chance ever in his career. He was drafted 10th overall, been on 2 of the worst teams in the league the last 2 years with defensive-minded head coaches, just to be given up on for the hottest new toy in the store.
Of course.
So
Rosen, his development was just never fully done.
And he needs a steady culture. He needs a steady environment.
And his surroundings just never helped whatsoever.
No. So I would like to bring him in as a number 3, honestly.
I'm sure he'd be a cheap signing, I'm sure.
Maybe even bring him to the practice squad.
If anything.
Or bring back Josh Dobbs. I'm not saying put him on the field, but he could simulate Lamar Jackson in practices before the Ravens games, like we did last year with, I forget who the quarterback was.
Some nobody.
Yeah, really. We had him for 1 week just to simulate Lamar Jackson, and we got 3 picks on the dude. So if you want to bring in Josh Dobbs to the practice squad, just do that. Go right ahead. I'm down with that. Sean Davis was cut. Remember him, Steelers legend? Sean Davis was cut.
Oh, the all-time great Sean Davis.
Yeah, man.
I actually have an autographed Sean Davis jersey.
Do you?
Yes. When he wore 28
Yeah,
before switching to 21.
Right.
I don't know why. That is a regret on my part.
Yes.
I mean, as a backup, I would not mind bringing him back. As a backup.
Well, to be real, if Minka or Evans goes down, who are you going to depend on?
I'm not comfortable with Dangerfield. Marcus Allen, I don't think he's right in that position.
He's not at all.
I don't like Curtis Riley. From the highlights I've seen, the guy can't tackle. His ball skills are not great whatsoever.
No.
I just don't like him.
We have no confidence. So, and granted, Davis he's not great. He's not any better, but at least he has strong experience in this defense.
And he knows both positions.
Right.
Because he played both.
And, of course, the coaching staff altogether.
So I wouldn't mind bringing Davis back.
For a cheap deal.
That depends if the Steelers do want him.
Right.
So we'll see.
We'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, listen to you guys' thoughts about the cuts and, of course, the 53-man roster down below, man. Here we go, man. The rosters are set for the most part. Cuts are done, man. It's unfortunate to see these guys' dreams get crushed and jobs get lost, but the end of the road is not there, of course.
No.
You know, there's been some really great undrafted free agents in this entire league that are Hall of Famers that are even gotten long-term extensions with their teams. Guys like Austin Eckler. You can look at James Harrison, Kurt Warner. You know, the road's not done, man. The journey doesn't end here, man. Just keep grinding, keep the journey going. Someone will eventually give you a chance, and then you'll shine right there, man. So good luck to all those that were unfortunately cut. We'll see what happens with the practice squad, see what they do there. But that's the roster, man. Let us know you guys' thoughts down below. And here we go, man. Week 1's just around the corner. Pretty much next week, man.
So let us know you guys, Giants.
Absolutely. Let us know what you guys' thoughts down below. You guys can expect, of course, Week 1 predictions coming later this week, as well as our very first preview for Monday Night Football against the Giants coming later this week, man. Look forward to that. Let us know you guys' thoughts. See you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!